Hey guys, greetings red and black fans. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel.
If you're new here, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit the bell, and leave that awesome like on the video. I'm not looking at the camera, I'm not touching the phone, okay? It's just sitting there. That's right, as long as the phone is on the holder, there's no problem for those who... I'm focused on the road, just like talking to someone beside me, okay? So, let's go. We're arriving here with the support of Caravana do Arruda. Remember, you can secure your spot at Flamengo's games in the Libertadores, okay? You can secure your spot both in the Libertadores and the Copa do Brasil, right? Outside of Brazil. There are already packages available for Cusco, okay? There are packages for you to secure your spot in Cusco, all right? So, man, Hey, this is it. This is exactly where I'm going to stay. Orange Garage. I'm arriving here to meet my wife. Well, so you can guarantee your spot at Flamengo's games at Maracanã with the ticket included, okay? Man, package with hotel, airfare. Look for Caravana do Arruda. You won't regret it. I also want to remind you that you can lose weight in a healthy way with Mais Cabelo. The Mais Slim program is spectacular. I'm going to leave here the Mais Cabelo QR code for you to join the Mais Slim program, to get to know the Mais Slim program that helps so many people lose weight in a healthy way without hair loss. I also want to remind you that they also solve... Man, they're leaders in the field. They're leaders in the hair care field, right? The treatments are amazing. The treatments are amazing. So you can get in touch with them. Say you came through Paparazzo too. You'll be in very good hands. Well, guys, here's the thing. Check this out. We have some important information to share with you regarding... See how happy Dad is when he sees Otinho. We'll now share information about Luiz Henrique, who is openly expressing his desire to join Flamengo. At least he's not saying anymore that, you'll understand. Roll the intro. Yeah, my friends, I told you that things were changing. I told you Thiago Asmar, also known as Pilhado, was with us recently and brought this information that Flamengo... Obviously, Flamengo's priority is to sign a striker, right? Flamengo's priority is to sign a striker, but they're also thinking about a winger, especially because Plata is probably leaving, right? Flamengo has been thinking about signing Luiz Henrique for a while now. It's not something new, okay? And I also have some important information to share with you. Flamengo has already reached out, okay? To Zenit. Flamengo has already reached out to Zenit. So, we're going to bring you a lot of information here. The player has already changed, right? It's like night and day, right? If before he used to say he wouldn't play for Flamengo, said he identified with Fluminense, then he went to Botafogo and everything else. Man, the player has already changed the situation a bit. The situation has already changed a bit. He already said the following, I can't say it, laughs, I can't talk about that right now. I want to do my best at my club and then decide my future with my family. That doesn't rule it out anymore. It's ruling it out. Right? Ruling it out? Possible. Still for Flamengo? That's what I tell you guys, man. In soccer, players are professionals. All this talk about a player refusing to play. For example, Arias was going to come back to Brazil only to play for Fluminense or Palmeiras. Right? Then you have a bunch of players. Andreas Pereira only wanted to play for Flamengo. He went to Palmeiras. Marlon Freitas joins Palmeiras and now regrets his earlier comments. He arrives at Palmeiras and says that the biggest title he won was the Paulista Championship. Come on, guys. These guys are professionals. They'll do whatever they feel like. They'll do whatever is best for them. And man, Luiz Henrique is an amazing player. He's a real star. For me, he's the player who can make the difference in this World Cup. So that interview he gave to Isabel Costa, our former reporter here, who's now at Golte. His interview with Isabel Costa. Actually, I ran into her during the coverage. She told me she was going to interview Luiz Henrique. I said, man, you can't forget to ask him. I told her not to forget to ask him about Flamengo. You can't forget to ask him about the possibility of playing for Flamengo. Exactly. It's the question now, especially since we know. Thiago Asmar also reported it, confirming what we had already said, that Flamengo is indeed interested in Luiz Henrique. Then a lot of people said it was made up, that it was a lie. And guys, look. The information regarding Luiz Henrique is as follows. I got in touch with a source connected to the board and asked, hey, has Flamengo already reached out? How's that? Then he started dodging the question, and I said, man, the problem is that after the World Cup, Zenit is going to ask for a fortune for the player. Then this person replied, they're already asking that much. He took the bait, right? I dropped a hint to get a clear answer, and he took the bait. Because if they're already asking, Flamengo has already inquired, they've already checked, and they already know that Zenit is asking for too much. Thiago Asmar reported that Flamengo is monitoring and wants to sign Luiz Henrique, and that Zenit asked for 50 million euros. He believes that if Flamengo offers what they paid for Paquetá, Flamengo could sign Luiz Henrique. He even said it would be a better signing than Paquetá due to age and other factors. No, besides, he's playing really well, I agree. I don't want to downplay Paquetá, but the amount they paid for Paquetá would be well spent on Luiz Henrique. Luiz Henrique, for me, I think he could be the big standout of the World Cup. He is the big standout of the World Cup. And then, man, we see this situation with Flamengo coming up and all, that's when it all starts. And obviously then this source, when I asked, I said, let me ask you then, is Flamengo going to try to sign Luiz Henrique? And he assured me that the player is of interest, that Flamengo is monitoring the player. They know it's going to be expensive. They're keeping an eye on him, especially if he does well in the World Cup. But Flamengo's priority is a striker, a center forward. Flamengo prioritizes signing a center forward. So, that's what he told me. I'm telling you all once again, it's not the first time I've talked about this with you. But now, after this interview with Isabel Costa, Luiz Henrique, when asked if he would play for Flamengo, dodged the question. And he no longer denies that he could play for Flamengo. That already tells me a lot. Sometimes a few words are enough, or sometimes even if you don't speak, you're saying more than if you actually spoke. So, for me, it became clear that if Flamengo comes with a good offer, good for him and good for Zenit, to sign him, he will go. And I'll say more, the exposure he gets at Flamengo is huge. Today, with the squad Flamengo has, what Flamengo offers to a player like him, he won the Libertadores with Botafogo. But what does Flamengo offer to a player like him when he decides to play for Flamengo? So all of that really matters. And I do believe, yes, in the possible signing of Luiz Henrique. It's difficult, especially if he does well in the World Cup. We have to hope Brazil doesn't do well in the World Cup, but we won't do that. But I think that Luiz Henrique, even if Brazil doesn't win the championship, he could still be a big standout for Brazil. He already showed that in the game against France and played really well. So I think he'd really be a very interesting signing for Flamengo. We even have Flamengo fans, many Flamengo fans asking for Luiz Henrique to be signed. If we look at the fans' comments, Austin wrote here, come be happy. Renato da Cruz, the saga has already started. The saga has already started.
The Luiz Henrique saga has started, man. That's it. The Luiz Henrique saga has started. Amazing. It's already started.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
He's going to end up accepting Flamengo's project, those laughs of his. It says everything in the interview. The family for sure wants to come live in Rio de Janeiro again. People are saying IF already has a new saga. A saga until the World Cup. Luiz Henrique at Flamengo. It was already happening, man. If you don't follow here yet, take the opportunity to follow and subscribe to all the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel's social networks, on Paparazzo's networks, because we've already been talking about Luiz Henrique
For a long time, and a few days ago, we brought it up again when this story about Luiz Henrique came up once more.
Yeah. Ooh.
People are saying that something good is coming. So, Flamengo fans really believe there's a chance Luiz Henrique will be signed. That's the reality now. We've already said here that the player really pleases Leonardo, but who wouldn't he please, right? How could Leonardo Jardim not like him?
There's no way, right? The quality of this player, not to mention he's on fire, performing well at his club and for the national team.
Man, he's killing it. So, honestly, I think Luiz Henrique's signing is something all Flamengo fans agree on.
There's no one who thinks Luiz Henrique's signing is a bad move. This guy plays really well. I'm excited, man. I think Flamengo has a real shot now. Palmeiras is also interested. Thiago himself was also talking about it.
Palmeiras is interested in signing Luiz Henrique, but I think Flamengo has more financial power than Palmeiras right now. Even though Palmeiras has spent more recently and hasn't won the titles, Flamengo has spent less, but still a lot. Flamengo has more financial power. Flamengo is in a position to sign players right now. Bapi said that Flamengo is going to spend between 30 and 40 million on signing a forward.
But the striker that Bapi mentioned is a center forward, to be a backup to Pedro. If I were Bapi, I would approve it. It could reach 40, maybe a little over 40 to sign Luiz Henrique.
For me, it was the best option. Luiz Henrique, I think, strengthens Flamengo even more than the arrival of a new center forward. What do you guys think? Leave a comment, okay?
Leave a comment because I'll enjoy reading what you guys have to say. So guys, here's the thing. Check this out.
We got this news about Eric Pulgar, which is being published today on Globo Esporte. And I have some information, actually information that I've been bringing since last year. We've been saying for months that in the middle of 2026, Eric Pulgar's release clause will be reduced to $4 million, which is 21 million reais at the current exchange rate. So, Flamengo could lose the player. There's a concern that Flamengo could lose the player.
Yeah, exactly.
In the situation where the release clause drops in the middle of the year, Flamengo is not worried. There is no such concern. It was a reduction made by mutual agreement between Flamengo and Eric Pulgar.
His contract runs until the end of 2027. Flamengo even understands that the release clause is a guarantee that Flamengo receives upfront in case of a departure, which usually involves installments. But Flamengo doesn't want to lose Eric Pulgar. It's not a situation where Flamengo is thinking about selling the player, losing the player, or even losing the player because of a low release clause.
The point is, Flamengo, at the right time, when they understand that they need to give him a raise, then yes, they would have to renew his contract, because there's no point in Flamengo trying to give him a raise without negotiating a renewal. When Flamengo understands that it's the right time to renew his contract, Flamengo will do it. So there's no news at all regarding the contract renewal negotiations or a salary raise for Eric Pulgar. Everything is on hold. It's true that in the middle of the year, his release clause drops to $4 million. The player attracted interest from European teams, but also from smaller clubs that clearly don't have much money to spend.
What I discussed with the source connected to the board and what they told me is the following. Man, we want to keep Pulgar. Leonardo Jardim likes Pulgar. He's a starter for him. We want to keep Pulgar at Flamengo.
And at the right time, when it's necessary, we'll negotiate. There's no desperation. They believe the high salary he gets at Flamengo, even though,
it's not a salary that's on par with the top salaries in the squad, but even so, for the Brazilian market, it's a very high salary.
Few clubs would pay more, so Flamengo feels supported, protected. If necessary, then Flamengo at the right time will negotiate a contract renewal. Look, Flamengo just released a video on their channel
I want to invite you to subscribe there to reach 8 million subscribers. Flamengo released a really awesome video. They put a microphone on Jorginho's clothes to see what the conversation and the players' banter were like during practice. The players noticed, but it was really funny. Let's watch and react together.
Let's go. Louder, Junior. I can hear you. Come here, Pedro, please. You're here with me, so why are you talking to me today? You never talk, right? Usually I do it to wish myself a good morning. It works. Go on, Ira. Finally talking to me, Lucas. How are you? Finally, you're talking to me, huh, man? I haven't even seen what it's like here. First time he's talked to me, man. What is this place, man? Oh, okay, okay. How many are there? How many? Hey, Junior, 1 or 2? Okay, are you going surfing today? I am. I'm gonna try out the board I bought, man. Screw it. Today is good because it's cooler. Yeah, today? He believes it. Check out that madness. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me. Oh, you want it? I haven't done it. Can you? Where were you? So, where were you? I was at 3, but, so, after 3, what did you do? 4, but I went to a house. Go ahead, do the example there. Thanks, thank you very much. Got it, got it, got it, got it. It's really on point, huh, Mom? On point, right? It's right here, look. Looking sharp. How many? No, how many? But how is it again? The worst part is I'll have to ask again. Hey, Julio. Oh, take this leg off too? How many? 8. Hey. Julio. Julio. Hey, mister. How's it going, Jorge? All good? Everything okay? All good. Huh? All good. Good? Great. Julio, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Hey, that's enough, right? Okay. I can take it off now, right? I can curse him out again.